Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hi there, welcome to Red State Update. My name's Jackie Brawls.
Folks, people, it's Dunlap. Welcome to the Red State Update podcast. We're coming to you the night of the third, it wasn't the third, was it? The second and final presidential debate. I didn't know they was having it. I come home, Jackie, I run me a bath. I got out some candles.
What?
I conditioned my beard. I was just relaxing. Got a few more chapters into my book. I was really having a great night. And then he called me and said, do you want to watch Grumpy Old Men 3? I said, I feel like a lot of people have made that joke.
Yeah.
I always let you know.
That's all insult to Walter Matthau. Because he'd be the Trump one, wouldn't he? Jack Lemmon wouldn't be Trump. Jack Lemmon, Biden.
What was the president, folks? We're going to get into very old references now. What was the best, what was the move with Jack Lemmon where he was ex-president?
Oh, I don't remember the name. Something Liberty, something, whatever. It was him and who else?
Was he the liberal one or was it James Garner?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I love James Garner. I love Rockford, but he ain't as good at fighting with him as Walter Matthau was.
My fellow Americans.
That makes sense.
Ex-presidents.
They were old, retired.
Jack Lemmon would have to be Biden. You're right. And Walter Matthau would have to be Trump. There's
and that's
no
not
way.
fair.
The energy
fair
just don't match up any other way.
Yeah.
It's not. So I got out of and also I'd put some like essential oils in, so I was real soft and relaxed.
All right.
I don't clean. I come out of the bath and I sort of rolled into a nice robe, and I did eat some edibles, and I just sat there on the couch and I let it all wash over me. Jackie. And how do I feel now?
You asking
like
me?
Shit.
Like shit. Well, yeah.
I feel like shit.
Yeah.
I was in that bath. That's a wasted bath. Wasted oils.
You're supposed to do it.
I don't feel
not before. Do it after. Not before. Do it after.
I forgot.
What do you mean forgot? You forgot. What do you mean you forgot?
Plus, I didn't even think they was really going to do it. I thought they'd get to Nashville, and then neither one of them, like Trump, would be like, "Oh, I ain't going to do it," or "I'm sick again," or "I'm too healthy to do a debate," or whatever. They go down to Roberts, eat a bologna sandwich. I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but I did not think there was going to be a debate. And I just put it out of my mind. Come on, we thought there was supposed to be a second one. That didn't happen. Like a gift. It was like a gift. So I sit there, wasted a bath, wasted a lot of soft skin and oils, edibles. Did you take a bath before the debate?
Oh, I didn't take a bath. I did not, I won't take one after, that's for sure. Because if you took one before and what's that, the first thing you want to do is wash anything you can out of your memory and body anywhere. It's just, it's another. But now, look, everybody's talking about Trump already because he basically didn't go. I know he didn't literally do this, but last time what he did was about the same thing as going to the bathroom in his britches. That's what I, make a mess here on a debate stage. I heard people referring to that. They call it the shit show, whatever. That's what they say it on. They say. I
watch your language.
About that word. That's what everybody says all the time. That word. Anybody can say that now. Used to be you couldn't say it on TV. Everybody said it. I don't like to say it, but it is one that shit. People say it now.
We do not know for sure that he did not make a mess in his britches last night.
He very well could have, and diapers or whatever they got on him. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, but
he did have
saying,
coronavirus. So,
well, that's what I'm going to say. Everybody said he did better in this one. He didn't, he wasn't completely awful. He was terrible. He was, damn awful, but he wasn't just constantly awful. But yeah, in his defense, the last debate, he did have coronavirus, so he's a little more sweaty, a little, little off, I guess. He could certainly say that. But the main thing, though,
whatever drugs they're
pumping all sorts of drugs in him, yeah. But it's mainly due to this woman more than anything else. The moderator, it's not a woman. She is a woman, but she's, she did a very good job. Chris Wallace ought to be ashamed of himself. If it weren't for this moderator, I don't think it would have been out the way it was. He cut his microphone off. He has to sit there and wait. You could tell he's miserable having to wait, but he did. So now for future reference, which I hope you will never have to see another debate with him anywhere, anyhow, for any damn reason. But if we did, now you know how to do it.
Let me just say that I feel a little less frightened after this debate, only because he did not end it by threatening democracy. He did not say he was sending in the Proud Boys or the Poor Boys. They're now known.
That's always
he could have been signaling them some other way that I'm not aware of. Some body language, probably.
Him just being him is a constant. He like a beam to every racist he is. He don't have to do much but stand there. And of course, if he didn't say anything, Biden was there to remind everybody about the Central Park 5 and all, so that at least, if Trump himself couldn't remind everybody how racist he was, you had Biden there to let, fill people in. So they still got a little of what they wanted. He said, as a matter of fact, he said he used to say the least racist person in the world. But tonight he was the least racist person in the room.
So he's getting more racist.
Right.
Folks, we're not saying that he did a good job. We're not saying he was whatever they're saying online, that he was restrained or disciplined. We're just saying it was last time it was like a monster. It was a crazy monster that was just monstering all over the place. This time he is recognizably a monster, but he at least put his tie on. I don't know. It was it's just less.
He waited his turn to be a monster, I guess.
That's it. That's all it is. Wait, obviously still an asshole, still a blazing racist, still a
liar.
Nothing he said made any sense.
Some of it didn't make sense.
Everything said a lie.
Straight up a lie. Yeah, he did. So none of that changed. We still had all that, except just not interrupted as much, I suppose, I guess.
He didn't say that he was he did not seem presidential. He did not seem human for the most part. He did not seem, at the very beginning, he said there was going to be, he just started lying about when the cure where a vaccine was coming and about how immune he was.
Maybe he's
the very beginning.
Maybe he's immune. Maybe he's not. Some say he is. Some people call it therapeutic. I call it a cure. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. It's going away. We got to deal with it. Then he goes, is that a guarantee? No, I ain't a guarantee. No, sir. I don't know. No, I ain't guaranteeing nothing. I'm just saying it looks pretty good. If things look good, the numbers, of course, are going up. There ain't but one state. Hawaii is the only state in the country at the moment that's almost maintaining, not even quite, but almost maintaining. Every other state is kicking up. It's getting high, and it's going to get worse. The colder it gets, it's going to get worse. That's what everybody told us. No matter what the damn president said, and I don't even know why people debate this anymore. How do people still support him? He's been saying, which Biden reminded everybody, he'll be gone and ain't going to be here, and it's still here. And it still gets worse. Everything the scientists say happens. I guess you just don't care. I don't understand it. They have them on CNN, every news thing, except maybe Fox, not as much, but everybody like, you said that this and this happened. Turns out you're exactly right. Well, yeah. And here we are. And anything, he didn't say anything to remind anybody to feel any differently about what he has done for the coronavirus. There's nothing he said tonight that made anybody feel any differently. Probably about everything, but that in particular, I ain't seen him do anything to help himself on it. Overall, I think this deal is a wash. I don't think Trump impressed anybody besides his, Proud Boys or whoever else likes him. Poor boys, as Joe Biden said. I got hungry. There's 2 times I got hungry in the debate. It said poor boys, and then when Trump was talking about frying up bacon.
Trump's never done anything that's made me hungry. And he's had a White House full of fast food and still doesn't work on me. I remember we used to laugh at him a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I remember that back in the day. Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. No, not anymore. Not anymore. It's hard. Like kids without parents, that less funny it used to be. People are like, why ain't y'all funny no more? Why don't y'all try to tell jokes? I'm like, I don't. What's the joke?
Yeah.
Maybe if we did it on video where people could see us laughing our faces while we were like, and then 500 kids can't find their parents anymore. That's our legacy. Good night, everybody. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Pitiful, shameful, awful, criminal.
So well taken care of, so clean. What do you say? These kids can't find their parents. Good,
yeah.
They're
doing so great. I took them away from the parents, and now they're doing great.
He did such a great job. This is the person we're talking about. Yeah, he really improved his debate performance. It doesn't give a shit. Just a victim. Everything's a victim. Even like I just saw a tweet from Kellyanne Conway saying, "Oh, Trump really give it to him. 8 years. What'd you do, Joe?" Like that's the big line from Trump is the president now. Why do people not expect anything from him? The people that voted from him, like why do they still want Trump to win? I think at this point, probably half the people going to vote for Trump would be relieved if he didn't win. Be like, I always was going to vote for him, but I'm a little relieved. He's not a good president. I don't know who they're talking to. I guess they're damn MAGA bear at night because they're not going to say it to another living person. Just at night when they're alone in their bed, they just hug that MAGA bear and they're just like, MAGA bear, I don't think he's a good president. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Even if they don't think that, at least they get to go back to normal, which is just them being a victim, sitting in a chair, hating a Democratic president. They don't have to worry about the president who doesn't do anything. They just get to feel like a victim and hate Democrats. Why don't we all just go back to the status quo? It's going to be easier for everybody, including Trump. Let's just skip ahead 3 weeks and get back to the thing that they like, which is persecution complex, hating Joe Biden. Done. Everybody's happy. What are we going through this for? We all know where we're going to wind up.
I guarantee you there's Trump supporters out there that don't even realize it yet till he's gone. If we're lucky enough to get rid of him, they're like, this isn't. I thought I was going to be real mad about this, but I ain't wound up all the time. My blood pressure a little bit, maybe there's something. You can still get it up a little of the day. Put it on Hannity, put it on Tucker Carlson. Take your pill after that. Go back to that. Amen to that. I'm ready.
Let me tell you, everybody thinks it's Hunter Biden stuff that there's spread now like chicken manure on a field. That they think, this is, everybody's thinking this is their last minute blitz. This is the big idea they come up with. This ain't about the election. They don't give a shit about Hunter Biden. They don't think that's going to change anybody's mind. This is the prequel to Trump TV. This is like the show Bible. This is like the next 4 years of what we're going to hear on TV is Hunter Biden. This gives them something to talk about.
Well, hell, I can turn that off. I don't mind that. Let them do it.
Let them do it. Let them do it.
If they do
Nobody gives a shit about this.
In a TV studio and don't have control of nuclear armaments or anything else of that nature, that's fine with me.
They think this Hunter Biden stuff is Star Wars, but it's Dune. It's complicated. It's kind of dark. It doesn't affect people the way they think it's going to. There's going to be a lot of Burger King glasses with like Mr. Dune on them. I don't know anything about Dune.
It don't make
Just
any sense.
left in a warehouse.
It don't make any sense.
Too complicated.
Yeah.
Too complicated. Look, I hope we're not wrong. We very well could be wrong. And in 3 weeks, Joe Biden is in jail. Hunter Biden is, I don't know, running a weird Ukrainian militia in some sort of poison swamp over there. I don't know what's going to happen. I certainly am not 100% that Biden is going to win. I don't know if that's what you come here. Look, if you come here for hope, just be real hopeful for just a second, Jackie. Biden's got it in the bag. He looked good tonight. He had some real good moments.
I tell you what, you look at those battleground states, it's going to be hard on Trump. I tell you what, Biden's looking pretty good, I'll say. All right, we did that enough. That's all you're going to get.
Now, if you come here for just like doom scroll podcasting, then it's just like, shit, I mean, remember 2016? What are you so excited about?
Yeah.
Thought Hillary was going to be president. Another reason Hillary's not president and people seem to be giving less of a shit about Joe and Hunter Biden and Jim Biden. How many fucking Bidens are there?
Hey,
Watch
your mouth.
They are like one of them showbiz families when you're like, well, I knew about him and I thought there was another one, but you're trying to tell me there's 6 more Baldwins? How many Thors are there? Jim Biden. My ass ain't no Jim Biden. Trump, you lying motherfucker.
All right,
Jim Biden.
I know.
Yeah, right. I say that now. There's going to be whoever's writing the Jim Biden book right now is going to make $1 bajillion off some dumb conservative motherfucker. Like, there's going to be. We'll walk into a Walden Books, which bookstores won't exist, and you won't be able to walk into any store at all. And most things will be on fire. But in the section for dumbasses, there's going to be 19 Jim Biden books. It's like, well, Jim Biden was the key all along. As soon as I heard about Jim Biden, I was like, not on my watch. Should I start writing that book?
I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to make a dime from hateful people. Sorry.
I wouldn't want to make a dime, but I'd take $100,000.
All right.
Well, other than that, Jackie, a lot of wiener in the news this week.
What in it?
Well, there was Jeffrey Toobin, who on a Zoom call with his, you know what, I can barely even enjoy this. I know I'm supposed to be like, wiener, dick on a Zoom call, but was he jerking off? Was it but it just starts to feel like, was he just assaulting people?
Don't take it out.
What kind of gross?
Don't take it out your britches with a computer on.
It's true.
Don't take it out your britches unless she's in the bathroom. You got to take it out in there. Bedroom with whatever you want to do with it. I ain't judging on that. I don't know what you're doing. Bedroom, lights off. That's it. Doctor office. Yes, every now and then he got to look at it for something wrong, but that's it.
There's a lot of back and forth about what was it a mistake? Was it an accident? Listen, there are very few accidents with dicks. You think it's accidents, or somebody claims it's accidents, but very few accidents.
Well, unless you talk about pregnancy or something like that.
I mean, what's the accident? Some dumbass want to put a rubber on his tubing?
All right.
Very few accidents.
No reason to have it out. If you're talking to your friends on a computer, no reason to have it out. Nobody wants that. You shouldn't want it, and I guarantee you your friends don't. I mean, if you get together and you enjoy doing that with your friends, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but just find I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Just try not. If people don't want to look at it, don't show it to them. End of story.
Folks, this is the most sex positive Jackie has ever been.
I'm just trying to distance myself. I don't want to say something to make anybody mad. I'm just like Judge Barrett in that way. She's not Supreme Court judge, but she's judge. Yeah, not yet. She will be tomorrow, right?
I think so. Maybe now. I don't know how they do it. Is this where the smoke comes out of the chimney, and if it turns black, then Roe v. Wade is overturned?
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, Giuliani. All the stuff with him. Listen, okay, everybody's like, well, you have to cover the Hunter Biden stuff because there's just too many things are starting to add up. It comes from Giuliani. I mean, like things add up, sure, but you have to subtract a lot. Like you still are in negative numbers here. Like Giuliani is like negative 7,000. Like, oh, well, there's a couple things I'm not sure about. Yeah, but the Giuliani part I am sure about, and that you got to climb a lot higher up out of that hole.
That's a drunk hole you in. He drunk all the time, I'm telling you right now.
Oh, man. Oh, that's one of these things about coronavirus. I miss a good drunk hole.
He is a drunk
hole. I can't tell
you
how many times he is a drunk hole. You're right. He is a drunk hole. I just love rolling around in them. So Obama's out there giving speeches. Jackie, remember when we'd be mad about him talking?
I know. Like Obama, don't like Obama. I think everybody's in agreement. He's a hell of a speech giver. I don't know anybody, Republicans don't like his speeches, but, everybody says he's a great orator, and he is. That's what when you didn't agree with him, it drove you crazy. It drove a Trump administration so damn crazy that they had to rush. The intelligence community had to haphazardly put something together real fast as soon as they got done talking, and let the world, country know, world too, Iran and Russia interfering with the election. They couldn't let that speech linger. And I know some people say that ain't true, that they had to come out and say, but from what everyone's saying, they had to put that together real fast. And I can't think of any other reason to put it together fast as it did. If it weren't for Obama taking Trump to the woodshed. Did you watch any of that speech? I actually saw some of that. I did. All I could think
I try not to watch people talk anymore. I just read about it on Twitter.
Well, that makes sense. But I'd watch some of that, and like I said, he is a good speaker. And I just through the whole thing, I'm like, what the hell is Trump throwing at Mark Meadows right now? What's he dodging?
Couple things. I think
he probably all he did. He telling Mark Meadows, get Bill Barr on the phone, find that SOB. I don't know where he's at. Find him and have him go arrest him right now. He can't be out there saying that. Somebody find Bill Barr.
Where is Bill Barr? Did he just find a room with gray wallpaper and he just blends in? The worst thing that Trump said to Biden tonight, and I think this is the only thing that really landed, is when I ran because of you, Joe, which is creepy and single white female. And also, the only thing is, oh, shit, yeah. If Obama just had been this one time said, but you know what? You're good looking. Of course, who would have thought? I mean, Obama ran for president and served for 8 years as president of this country. Whatever you think of him, I think everybody that still listens to us likes Obama pretty much, unless they just think he's droney. But he was doing something because he liked this country. Now, imagine if you're the last president before Trump. Trump blames you, and he's like, oh, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, all the insults got to Trump. But just the fact that the country that you served, that you ran, that you gave years of your life up for, then elect this guy. You're like, shit, that country was terrible. Wrong country. So Obama, and then we skipped over the Borat part about Giuliani. I guess that's important. Underage girl in the Borat movie.
Oh, good Lord. That's a funny man. I don't like funny people that dress up costumes and talk a funny voice. I don't think that's funny. It's not funny to me. But I will say...
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
And the older they get, it's just... I mean, talk about cringe. I can barely stomach it.
It's just pitiful. You're almost being Giuliani yourself if you act that way. I will say this.
Big drunk hole.
Big drunk hole. If this man, however clever he is, smart, funny, whatever, if he can get compromising video of someone affiliated, the president's personal lawyer and also helped run his campaign, he's too damaged to give him an official title, but they sent him over to Ukraine to, meet with the Russian oligarchs, get all this information on it, But if a funny man can set up, get him drunk, get him in a hotel room with a girl, what the hell can Russia do with him? What's he doing every night over in the Ukraine when he's, had a rough night looking for a Biden material, gets depressed, goes down to the lobby? What has Russia got on all these people? That's how stupid they are.
So if your argument is that Hunter Biden is just as bad, look what he did. What could they have on Hunter Biden? This means that you have to accept everything that come to light. And you also have to say that Hunter Biden, you have to be mad at Hunter Biden, who maybe has had a rough life. I'm not giving him saying any excuses. You have to believe all the worst stuff about Hunter Biden. Then you have to say you have to overlook any extenuating circumstances. And then you have to see that these people on the Trump side who are won unexpectedly the election on top of the world have been in this, like Hunter Biden was at least struggling. I don't think any of this happens if Hunter Biden was like top of his class at wherever smart people go. Like this is all like people trying to help Hunter Biden out. His brother just died. All this stuff, extenuating circumstances for Hunter Biden. No excuses. I'm just saying you have to say none of that matters, and everything that fucking Jared Kushner did to kill 200,000 people is fine. Like he deserves to be there. He pulled himself up by his bootstraps or whatever. None of it makes any sense. But things stopped making sense a long time ago.
You said a bad word there, but I'll let that one slide because you talk about Jared Kushner.
So we don't even know. They did this news conference after the Obama speech to throw everybody off from liking Obama. Like that's happened. Proud Boys emailing everybody. Russia, Iran. Ratcliffe says that they're all, some people, some terrible foreign enemies like Trump, but some like Biden. Things are going great. Who can you even trust? It just occurred to me that we're talking about this and like, Ratcliffe said this and that, and how's this going to hurt the Hunter Biden things? Anybody even paying attention to that? Iran stole voter registration information. Russia stole voter registration information. Nobody's in charge of this stuff.
Oh.
Ratcliffe is just a political fucker.
Wait, what? You're right about that. Not to go back to 2016, God forbid, when it all started, but now at least we're saying Russia stole voter registration. Back in, they were just giving it to him. Manafort went over there and gave it to him. They didn't have to hunt for it. They didn't have to sneak and find. He took all that information that the Trump administration had put together, went over to Ukraine. Here you go. This time, at least, I stole it. I guess. You got to believe what Ratcliffe says. I still like Ray. The FBI Ray. He seems somehow, of course, I like him. And now, the rumors are he's going to fire him as soon as the election's over. Get rid of him.
Sure.
Because he got up there and at least said this, with a straight face and, listen, approach all this with skepticism. Your vote still counts. All we're saying is they stole this and sent some letters. They didn't go in, take your ballots away. They didn't do any of that. If anybody says they did that, that's very skeptical, even though that's what the president is saying at every place he goes. So
he did do a lot. He did do a lot less sowing the seeds of the death of democracy and spreading flames across already. I mean, it's only because Chris kept cutting him off, like because they stopped him at 2 minutes, and then she managed to somehow just like by smacking him in the head over and over again until they shut the fuck up. Hey. Good job. But if he had kept talking, it just would have been the same thing. With Proud Boys, I'm going to call you later tonight. And don't vote because it's stupid unless you're voting for me. But even then, and then he'd say something stupid that like shoots his own self in the foot. Like, old people, you suck, you're dying, who cares? Which he kind of said anyway.
He did kind of say that.
What are we going to talk about, Jackie? Let's just imagine that Biden wins. What will we talk about? We've spent 4 years trying to psychoanalyze the meanest, most evil, spiteful, just egotistical narcissist. Like, we're trying to figure out what this person is thinking, and he's not even thinking about it. He's thinking like 2 feet in front of him.
Yeah.
You think it'll get better, be a better show?
The show I want to watch if he definitely loses. First off, if he loses, which everybody looks like, and I ain't saying it, I ain't going to back that up. Then we got to figure out if he's going to accept the election. How many Republicans are going to help him on that? We'll see. We'll see right then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, if he says, now look, he's going to be started. They're saying that the Democrats very well could take a Senate, and they're probably going to take more in the House. So if that does happen, I'm not saying it is, but if it does, as soon as the president says this election ain't real, I didn't lose, we got to look into this. How many Republicans that lost are going to be saying it? Well, if he going to do it, then mine had to be fake too. I mean, we'll just see what they do, how they go about that.
But you think there's any chance that they can win the presidency and not win and keep the Senate?
No, I'm just saying the people in the Senate are going to be saying their election, if they lose, it's fake, just like the president is going to say. Why wouldn't they do that? I didn't lose. President didn't lose. They cheated ballots, whatever the hell they're going to make up at the time. They're going to contest it. I'm just going to say how many Republicans who lose are going to take up the president's side and say the same thing about themselves. Because they're going to be some close. If Lindsey Graham gets beat, that's going to be close. Ain't no question about it. And if it's close, they're going to contest it. So we ain't got the president whining about it. You're going to have all the other Republicans that lose going to be whining about it.
Used to wonder if Trump even wanted to be president, but now that he's got Barr, it seems like a lot more fun for him, because before this, when would he have ever had a chance, where he can the official position of the president, he can rape people like that, and that shields him from prosecution, right? Like whatever he says in regards to the people he raped, he can't get prosecuted for. And that also extends to before he was president and probably after.
Yeah.
Am I correct on it? So he's got a Bill Barr that does that for him. That's perfect. Why would he want to leave that? He can storm out of 60 Minutes interviews. Who was interviewing Donald Trump before on 60 Minutes? I mean, he was doing like Access Hollywood, remember?
Yeah.
Chinese secret bank accounts where he can hide all his money. His taxes never have to be released. He won't go to jail. 50 Cent likes him. Chris Christie he keeps getting chances to kill him. I mean, these are fun hobbies to have, being liked by 50 Cent and trying to kill Chris Christie. Why would he want to give up on that? He enjoys the fact that Dr. Fauci has to have, armed guards around him when he goes out for his mall walks.
Of course he does.
He likes the fact that he almost got a governor kidnapped and executed. He enjoys that. It's a fun game for him. But it didn't really happen. Lock her up. How do you chant lock her up to a governor who was almost kidnapped and put on show trial and shot or hung? Who goes to what? Who is? Would people have left if they were doing a show trial for Gretchen Whitmer at the Trump rally? Would they have been like, it's going too far? I don't think so. That's what they've been looking for.
It's what they scream about.
They're screaming it. Should we do it? Should we go get her? Let me tell you what will stop him from doing that is this election. Actually, it may not. I was hopeful for a second. I was about to do one of those things right, and it's important for you to get out there and vote because that's the only thing that's going to stop him. I don't know. He may wind up with a beard in the woods. Can he grow a beard? Would it be like Kenny Rogers, like grow behind his ears or something? Now his skin's been pulled so weird. He may be with a weird beard out in the woods in Michigan leading a damn, can keep a helicopter or something. They get him a helicopter. Okay, boys, go get her. Go get her. I don't know. How's that different from what he's doing now? He's just pretending to be a thing he doesn't really know how to do.
That's too much work for him. Go out in the woods and all that stuff. Too much work. Everybody's saying it's going to be another civil war. He going to head it. He ain't going to head nothing. He don't know the first thing about it. If heading up a civil war, all it means is watching TV and then getting on Twitter afterwards, then maybe we're headed towards civil war. But he ain't going to want to do any of that. He don't want to go to jail. That's what he don't want to do. In Southern District of New York, they're going to try to put him in there. I ain't saying they're going to be successful, but they sure are. And he ain't going to have Bill Barr when he loses. Hell, he don't really have Bill Barr right now. We don't know where Bill Barr is. We know he's cussing Bill Barr all the time, saying, arrest Obama. Arrest Biden.
I got to say, if you told me, here's who's going to get coronavirus. Trump, Chris Christie, and Bill Barr. Chris Christie and Trump will be the two that are fine. I don't know that Barr's got it. But where is he? What's he take a vacation? Like Airbnb? This one looks like they clean up pretty good. They probably use Clorox wipes and why would he not be around for his triumph days?
He may be talking to lawyers right now. If he thinks Trump's going to lose, he going to be in some trouble. Who knows? I'm surprised that just right now he just determined, well, hell, he may lose. I love all these brave Republicans now, Bill Sass and on, all of them coming. They decide, when is the right time to stand up to him? When do I make that? Okay, I'm going to kiss his rear end for 3 years, and then 2 weeks before the election, I'm going to tell it to his face. I'm going to let him know what brave individuals all of you are.
I'm going to set an alarm on my phone for 2 weeks before that. No, you know what? I'll just wait for Giuliani to start doing that Hunter Biden stuff again, and then I'll speak out. Not about that, but about, I don't know about this Trump. That's what I'll say. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to write that down. I don't know about Trump. Sometimes, yeah. Cover my bases. Sass, you've done it again.
Hey there, everybody. This is Jackie Bros again talking to you.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap. It's great that you're still with us. I want you to know that I appreciate it. I'm really happy to see you here. I hope you come back next week.
And the week after, if we're all still living, if we get through this, please do. Indeed. We'll be here as long as we're kicking and living and breathing, and we hope you are too, and listening.
I don't want to put too much pressure on people. Let's take it 1 week at a time. There's a lot going on right now.
It is a lot.
There's a lot going on.
We just went through the worst. It seems like it gets worse and worse. It's terrible. But we talked about that. We got it out of our system, I hope. Probably not. We could probably, if we wanted to, talk for another,
I'll go all night.
2.5 hours. I know. Do they have that? Do they have like marathons, these on the thing where you don't fall asleep like I do on a dance floor or something?
Oh, yeah.
What's the longest one of these? Yeah, the Guinness Book of World Records.
I mean, there's probably some where white dudes just go on and that feel like they never end.
Oh, yeah.
That's not us, right, Jackie? That ain't us.
No, I ain't going to do it. I'm just asking about it. Hell, I ain't going to put nobody through that. It's bad enough what we do.
I could go 20 hours.
Well, I could too if we were just cussing the president. I think I got, I got the rest of my life to do that as long as he's in office. Hours, minutes, seconds.
Should we do that? I feel like, honestly, the last 4 years has been a nonstop podcast as far as I'm concerned.
Very much.
I'm just getting the stimuli in through the damn computer, and then it just comes out of my mouth as rage and fear.
Yeah.
And occasional sponsors.
Just throwing it up. Sponsors, that's right. I know there's something we were back here to talk about it. We talked enough about the horrible things. Let's get on to our sponsors. We need to do our sponsors as a sponsor. We didn't do sponsors for a while. We brought some back and happy to have them. Even in these dire times, we appreciate these people helping us with $25 to help us keep the computer wires plugged in and all the buttons working and clicking and the lights. However all that works, that's what we owe to our sponsors. We also owe that to you, a section of y'all listeners who go to our what is it? Peloton pay. What is it?
Peloton.
Everybody goes over to Peloton and gives us, $5 or more, a month. You get a whole extra one of these called 20 extra minutes, and that's exactly what it is. Sometimes that one goes on too long for sure, because we only supposed to do 20 minutes, and hell I know, sometimes we do 35, 45 minutes, just trying to get it all out. But I'm sure a lot of people...
I'll tell us.
What now?
I'm just going to tell them a secret.
What secret?
The one we did this week is 38 minutes long.
Oh, 38 minutes long. Well, I'm sure some people don't have, they just want the 20 minutes. You can turn it off right at 20 minutes. You don't have to listen to the 38.
It scares people away.
Yeah. 20 minutes is all.
And these they're not 38 great minutes.
No, there's a lot of pauses. There's a lot of dead air. There's, there's a lot of like reading cereal boxes but most of the time I enjoy it.
Like breakfast.
Yeah. Well, we thank our Patreon paper. Patreon. We appreciate all y'all. Peter on. And
we appreciate y'all. If you want to hear a leisurely breakfast between two white men reading cereal boxes, give us $5 and it's yours.
Oh, yeah. Over and over again, every month. I don't mind it in the least. We appreciate y'all, your help. But we also appreciate the sponsors. I got a good sponsor. Now, those of y'all who listened last week, I was here I was speaking on behalf. I gave my cell phone $25 to help us out. We needed to bring some attention to the situation. And I'm kind of doing that again with the help of it wasn't just me this time, my fellow gravy lovers. Well, can't really call them that anymore. I mentioned to you before, when I say gravy lovers, from this point on, I have to make this completely clear, I am only referring to Fancy Feast, cat food, as well as past tense. It was ex-gravy lovers. Let's just say I say that to get out of legal trouble, because as some of you who listened last week, you understand that they had some lawyers. They had a Flintville deed. We got a cease and desist order from Fancy Feast, which, they're a big company. I think they're doing fine. I don't understand why cats. Well, I don't want to get into that, but I still don't understand While we have a club with men my age, a few younger, but mostly around my age. We used to get together in person, but nowadays you do it on you zoom in it on the thing, and we ex-gravy lovers, what we were, we discuss gravy, white gravy, brown gravy, all sorts of gravy, that clear gravy. You ever use that clear gravy? You, Dunlap.
Translucent, like just translucent clear?
I just called it clear gravy is what it is. I mean, it's
Are you
good.
talking about hand sanitizer?
No, I ain't talking about hand sanitizer. You don't eat hand sanitizer. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, if you're the president, you do.
Well,
boom, boom. Oh, Bill Maher over here.
We got all kinds of gravy. That's what we did. We talked about it, learned about it. Just, if you love gravy, there's no place you'd rather be than gravy.
So it was a club. It was a club for men your age, old men.
Well, yeah,
let's just be honest.
Around their age, I'm up there in age, yeah.
And you ate gravy, and you discussed gravy. Here's the part I didn't know about. I think you left this out last time. You learned about gravy.
Well, in some cases like that clear gravy is another name for it, but I think it was something clear. Gravy, and I ain't never had that. My friend, you got to try this sometimes, and I did, and it was, try to learn about the new kinds of gravies. I don't learn it. The gravies I already know. It's not like I learn anything new about them. I will say this: as you get up in age, they taste better and better. So that's the one good thing I can talk about getting old. You love gravy with every bite that much more. That's you got that to look forward to in the future.
I hope that's a promise.
Well, it is for me and the other members of gravy. Not gravy lovers. As you do, we got to say
a gravy lover promise.
Well, it can't say that unless you're referring to fancy feast, cat food. We got to cease and desist order. Can't have that name. Can't be called gravy lover. We say, well, what do you? That's what we are. They said, no, cats are gravy lovers. I said, cats can love gravy just as much as people do, and vice versa. Granted, I wouldn't eat the cat food gravy. That's one gravy I wouldn't eat because it's probably not really good. I mean, it may be all right. It's just nothing I want to eat. So, hello, you still there?
Yeah. So what happened? What's your?
I thought I lost you.
So now you. Now why would you?
We got all their lawyer.
I was on the edge of my seat. I'm sorry. I know I'm usually talking over you. I thought, well, it's like Trump tonight. 2 minutes silent. So I think you were talking for 2 minutes. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to turn my mics back on. No, I was. So tell me then, Jackie, how?
It came to a deal. Our lawyer, Lynchburg Grousedown, got rid of him. Right. He wasn't doing the job that I thought we needed done. You can't tell me I can't love something or call myself whatever I want to. It's America, free country. Aside of copyrights, all that stuff. We were just a club. We weren't trying to start a business. We weren't trying. We just men talking about gravy. That's all it was, and how much we like it. Well, our new lawyer, Smyrna Meacham.
Wait. Your old lawyer was Lynchburg Grousedown?
Yeah. But now it's Smyrna. Smyrna, no, he was from Lynchburg was from Smyrna. Smyrna Meacham, no, he's from Lebanon. Which, still ain't Nashville, but anywhere between here and there is better than it would be here in Murfreesboro. Well, he got together with
Fancy Feast. I think you're getting further away.
Why? Which direction is it going?
I think you're getting further away.
Well, he did good for a Lebanon, lawyer. Let's just say that. We had to make some, what do you call it, consensus. Well, we have to, we promised to do this and you promised to do that. Although they don't have to really promise to do anything. They basically said, yes, we own the name Gravy Lovers. You can no longer call yourself that, but we can negotiate some sort of deal so we don't sue your pants off. And I said, well, go ahead, sue me. I ain't got a dime in my pocket anyhow. And Smyrna Meacham told me to calm my hell down and took us in the other room. We're all wearing masks, too, here when I went there. We all had masks on, and we were staying 12 feet apart. But you could scream at Fancy Feast people from across the room. I tell you what, easy as hell for me to do. Murder Mate said, calm down, we're going to take care of this right now. Went in the other room, came back, said, we got a new deal. You change your name. I said, what? That ain't a new deal. That's what I wanted to do with you. He said, no, you change your name. And there's some other conditions. We'll get into that later, and everything's fine. Just goes away. They take it away. They ain't going to have no cease and desist. So everybody's happy. Y'all can eat your gravy, look at each other on computer, eat gravy, talk about it, and everything's fine. So we did have to change the name, and I tell you what, I think it's a pretty good name myself. I like it anyhow. We are now officially Gravy Haters. Not.
Wait a minute. Who came up with that name?
Huh? Oh, no, that's
Who came up with that name?
It was a group. It was the whole club. We all put, we voted for it. We like it. So, yeah, we are now officially. I'm letting Fancy Feast. I'm letting the world know right now. Hope you're listening, Fancy Feast. We are now officially Gravy Haters. Not. I hope you hear that, Fancy Feast.
Wait, what are you laughing about?
Oh, nothing. It's just, I guess I like a new name a whole lot. I guess I think it's good.
Do you think you're fooling them?
Right, fooling who? I ain't trying to fool nothing. I said they had to change my name, so that's what I did. I changed the name of the club. We all agreed on it. It is now Gravy Haters. Not.
Okay, you don't have to keep saying that.
Yeah, well, I'm fine with that new name, and I'll say it over and over again to Fancy Feast people. Any of them ask me, I'll be what club you in? I'll be the first one to let them know. So we got that settled. Everything's good. We have our little meetings on the computer. We can eat back and forth, gravy, talk about it on and on and on. Oh, there's also a condition Fancy Feast put on us. We have to 4 cats must be present at any club gathering or meet.
4 cats of your choosing?
No, nobody bring a cat over to us. Yeah, I guess us. We decide as a group. I got this cat, you got that cat. You don't need but 4 of them.
Have you been bringing in more than 4? I know you like animals.
Me personally, no. Some of the cats out back, here I throw stuff out to, but not all of them will come in. Only 2 of them will come in. So I have provided 2 cats at the meeting.
Where the other cats come from?
Well, other people, it's not like it's on one person to get all the cats. It ain't my job. It's the group as a whole. Like this week, I say, I'm going to bring 2 cats this time. How many are you going to bring, Bill? Bill said, well, I can get 1. I said, well, we need 3 more then. And, we got 6 members. Now, Jimmy, he's allergic. So he doesn't, if we're drawing straws or whatever it is, he can't help it. That's just, God did that for that reason. He can't have a cat near him.
So this is when you meet in person, but
no, we don't
meeting over Zoom.
That's what. Yes, you got to hold the cat up so everybody can see it. And he sat down, going about your business. Yes, on the computer. We can't take the cat over to his house. So even when this horrible pandemic's over, he still may have to, meet us on the computer as long as the cat's thing, which we agreed to do at least, for another, 15, 20 years, something like that, if I live that long.
So when you're meeting via Zoom for Gravy Lovers, or what's it called? It
ain't Gravy Lovers no more. No, we changed our name. It's Gravy Haters. No.
So I'm not going to say it, but so when you meet via Zoom, does a person have to hold the cat, or could a cat call in from a different location? Some person, that'd be cheating if the cat, cat ain't got a computer, ain't gonna get on the thing by himself. You don't make any sense. Each person has, like I said, draw straws, whatever we figure out. You bring in 1 cat, I'll bring the other 2, I'll bring 1, I'll bring 3, have it, all along as it adds up to 4. Why don't you just put a camera on at the animal shelter?
That'd be cheating. It has to be, we have to be in our presence. One of us or some of us. You can't just put him on the computer. That's cheap.
These rules are nebulous. But y'all are on a computer. You're not in the same room. Why can't the cats be somewhere else?
One of us, one or four of us to bring one of us bring four, one each one. However the numbers work out, it's got to be us that bring. You don't have to. You can hold the cat up in front of the computer so they can see it, and you can set it down and let it do what it wants. Well, the main thing you have to do is give it a can of fancy feast. That's it. Any gravy haters, not. It's meeting. You do have to provide 4 cats with 4 cans of fancy feast. Although I don't think a cat should eat a whole can of that. You can cut it in half. You can feed 2 cats with 1 can of fancy feast, but that ain't what we agreed to.
How does this help Fancy Feast? Why do they care? Why are they putting these old men?
That's 4 cans of Fancy Feast. That's 4 extra cans of Fancy Feast that somebody's buying that didn't have to earlier.
That's not even $4. That's like $2.65.
Well, it still adds up. It goes. They getting the money one way or another. And one of them has to come in. Somebody from Fancy Feast at some point has to come into the meeting. They don't get to stay. They only get to come in on the computer. That you let them in, have the button you hit. They come in, you hold the cat up for them to see. They watch you open the can of Fancy Feast, feet to the cat, and they're gone. Then you go on about, cat gets to have his meat. Cat enjoys gravy, then we enjoy gravy. That's all it is. It works like that, and I'm fine with it. I happen to think our new name's pretty good. Don't you think, Fancy Feast? So I think, all in all, Smyrna Meacham did a good job. Pretty good deal. Still having meetings. Have a kind of pretty good name, wouldn't you say, Fancy Feast? And, I like cats, so I don't mind feeding them whatever.
It's kind of a bonus for you.
Well,
I think you made out pretty good in this deal.
You try to make a, positive outlook on everything. That's how I'm going to do. I think I did good, too. I'm glad we got rid of Lynchburg Grouse down. I tell you that right now. Seeing him packing.
Well, you don't need to be going in no grocery stores. Have somebody order that cat food off of Amazon or something.
Oh, yeah, it still get delivered. Yeah, I had to go. The only time I had to go out is when I had to go meet with the lawyers.
So it's 9 months you've been in the bunker, and the thing that gets you outside is meeting with Fancy Feast lawyers over a name.
Well, we drew straws. I'm the one who's going to go represent the club with Smyrna Meacham, and I'm the one that got it. And it's like going to a court show, except everybody got a mask on this time. Court show. Of course, I've seen people have court on TV, but for whatever reason, had to go to this one. I don't know why. On the computer, I meant, not TV. Same thing.
I mean, you didn't go.
I washed my hands, put the mask on. I did what I was supposed to do.
How are they doing in Lebanon? Did you see a lot of masks in Lebanon?
Well, Smyrna Meacham had one on at least. And when I came in, his secretary put one on real fast.
So that is Gravy Lovers. Jackie's sponsor for this week.
That ain't the name no more. Unless you talk about Fancy Feast, you can't say that. You can't say Gravy Lover unless you talk about cat food. And that's not what not what the sponsor is. It is not Fancy Feast, to tell you that right now. But Fancy Feast, if you listen, I'll tell you exactly who we are. It is Gravy Haters. Not.
Okay. Jackie, I got a sponsor this week that I got a sponsor this week, Jackie, that I think you're really going to get on. I have, in the past, we have had sponsors, especially once this pandemic started rolling. Remember that? Remember those days? What was that, 3 years ago now? Luckily, we had a president right on top of things, and he cleared a path for healing and a recovering economy, and he didn't do that. None of that happened. But what we found is that there were sponsors we had back in the beginning of this pandemic, which nobody in government did anything about to help anybody, lifted a finger at all, that we thought would be specific to Murfreesboro. Like, we just thought, Murfreesboro, if you've been listening to us for a long time, we've been doing these sponsors, right? No, we've done probably 4, 400 something sponsors on this show. Well, no, if you do 2 sponsors a show, 800 spots over on this podcast, Jackie, all based here in Murfreesboro, very specific to Middle Tennessee, the geographic center of Middle Tennessee, the rolling green hills of Middle Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, our home. And there are some businesses here that I just don't think would catch on other places. I think people like hearing about how these specific amusing differences between Murfreesboro and their hometown, wherever it may be. Upstate New York, Oklahoma, damn old desert somewhere, or McMinnville. It doesn't matter. You just know that's Murfreesboro right there. Something very specific. And then during the pandemic, we would have, let's say, remember that armed group Sniffle, I believe? They were just an anti-mask armed group of people going around, threatening people if they wore masks, which I thought would just stay in Murfreesboro, right?
You would think that, the peculiarities to this particular region of the country, you would think that may sound a little outlandish. It would just be in this area, but no, that's true. That kind of took over the country by storm. They got real popular, fast. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's crazy, just like hula hoop style. I did not expect anything like that. Just to roll right over this country. So we thought, well, that would never happen in the rest of America. But it did. And then things like, I don't know, householder windows, especially made windows where you could look through and look at your loved ones in nursing homes, like drive-through style. That's happening now. We've been in lockdown for, or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. Lockdown, not for 6-7 months. And people can't hug grandma's neck, or they can, and then later one of them dies.
Yeah.
So that also spread around the country. Something you would think, oh, well, that's just Murfreesboro. You know how things are in Murfreesboro. No, all across this land, this great land.
They had it on the some of the debates had big old window right there between
householder windows.
I
think those may have been householder windows.
Well, if they ain't, and then somebody else needs to be talking to Smyrna Meacham. I tell you that right now.
I will tell you that we did not do sponsors for a long time, for a few months. And part of the reason, not the only reason, but part of the reason was, people like to hear about Murfreesboro and all the businesses there. It's just a Chamber of Commerce. Basically, we're just doing spots for the Chamber of Commerce out here. Because people are like, I'd like to go eat some of that. I never heard of it before, but I'll go eat some of that, or I'll go shop in that place and see that weird person. And it just seemed like no matter what we got as a sponsor, the rest of the country was one-upping us. So I was hesitant to start doing sponsors again. But since we're doing it, I just want to go ahead and say, now, I'm going to describe a business, and they give me $25. This is not the kind of bit I've spoken out about the importance of masks on this show.
Oh yeah.
But I do need $25. So I'm going to describe a business that's going to sound like it's only in Murfreesboro. But in 2 or 3 weeks, it may be opening up next door to you. And I'm talking about Free Faces. That's down here in Murfreesboro. The place, Jackie. It's right off the square. It used to be called the Fancy Feast Buffet.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's called Free Faces.
Okay, yeah.
And they had a name change, and I'm not sure why. But Free Faces is you go in there without a mask. You cannot wear a mask in there. They don't care about what the laws are or the recommendations are, what the CDC says, the governor or the mayor, or even President Trump himself. They don't care, and they won't know. They keep themselves purposely ignorant of whatever people are supposed to do with masks, because when you come in there with a mask, they grab you by the hair or whatever you got.
What?
Like they'll just claw your bald skull if that's all you got, and they'll take that mask off you, and they will spit on it.
What?
And then they will stomp on it. And then somebody wipes their butthole with it.
All right. All right, enough.
And then, and then they lick it.
What?
With the butthole on it.
Okay.
And then they put it back on your face. And they say, this is free faces here. If you're going to wear a mask, that's treat a mask. Free faces. You say, well, I just come for the buffet. Well, they say, well, come on over here, take a look. We've been sneezing on this. We've been touching it. I put my hand in this gravy. I put my elbow on this Jell-O. I will only eat things that other people have touched or secreted upon. This is free faces. And we're teaching everybody a lesson. To have a free face means you got to eat a food that has been touched or uplifted.
Or what?
And then they say, well, I'm thirsty. What can I drink? They said, well, come here to the community spigot. We all been drinking from this community spigot. Wash off. You're going to want to wash all the stuff on you off, but what's coming out of that spigot is probably worse. Also, somebody put most of that food on their butthole.
All right. That's it. I don't want to hear about free faces. I don't want to eat that.
And then when you pay your check, which is like it ain't cheap. Usually you go a place, you be like, shit, they got their hand in that gravy. And they'd be like, well, I'll tell you what, gravy's free. Free faces are like, yeah, that's an upcharge. So it's expensive. It's like fine dining. So you pay. Well, that's what they say. They say free faces ain't free. They will freeze in the name. They will freedom of spirit, constitution. And then you pay the check, and as you're walking out, they say, hey. And you say, what? And they say, how does your face feel? And you go, you know what they want you to say. You're supposed to say free.
Yeah.
But if you're supposed to say, like, butthole, then they're going to come after you. Like, don't go in there to fight them.
That's a waste of time. Why would you go in there for anything?
It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Don't go in there for anything, honestly.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, they gave me $25, so I have to kind of pretend. But it's like if you go to Walmart, don't go to Walmart to fight them on the mask. Walmart people work hard as it is. If you go to free faces, like you shouldn't go to free faces. It's really just like if you want to not die. And honestly, they're a little short-staffed. So you probably want to get down there pretty soon. They're running out of people to touch and spit on things. They only got one working butthole down there now. So
all right.
I don't know if they're going to be open past this weekend. So you go on. If you're waiting to Halloween to go to Free Faces, I'd go now. They ain't going to be there. But don't go. I would just not go.
Yeah,
honestly.
just to hell if they go in the free face and stuff.
Don't go to Free Faces.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have took you some money.